First of all, I want to start by saying that the Toronto District School Board is committed to equity, has always been committed to equity. And what we're trying to do right now is bring together all that we've learned over many years, all that we've heard from our students, from our staff, from our parents and guardians in our community. And we want to bring that together in a way that really shapes our work as we move forward. So it is really a privilege to do this. Some people say, well, what do you mean when you say equity? And I want to kind of put some ideas on the table as we begin our evening webinar. And that is, we do believe that each and every student deserves the conditions that supports their achievement, that supports their well-being. And those conditions need to be effective. They need to be respectful. They need to celebrate and honor each and every student, their families, and our communities. And though it's easy to say what I just did, it's not always easy to implement or make that happen. And that's why our board, the Toronto District School Board, needs to be committed and to continue our strategic work in this area. So as I said, this equity framework comes from work that has gone on for quite some time. We've had many community advisory committees, our parent committees, that have helped us shape where it is that we need to go to meet this commitment to serve each and every student. So what this integrated equity framework consists of is the importance of policy. Policy is what our board creates and approves that guides the work of the entire system. And our equity policies direct the work that we do to serve each and every student. So through this framework, we will continue to strengthen our policy and our procedure. We will create tools so that the lens of equity is brought to all parts of our system and all parts of our service. So policy is the direction, and it's really important that we have really effective policies in equity. Our budget is the way in which we use our resources. And we need to be strategic about our budget. And again, this is in the board's purview to make these decisions. Our budget needs to align with our commitment to equity. And yet, equity does not mean equal. It is not necessarily giving the same amount or the same resources to every school and every classroom, because what it is attempting to do is to ensure that we are honoring context. We are knowing each school community, and we are providing just the right resources to make that success possible that I already spoke about. This framework also speaks about the importance of access to programs. And in a special way over the next number of years, through this framework, we would want to focus on our secondary programs. Our students speak loudly and clearly to us about what they want from their school experience. They want programs that engage them, they want programs that meet their needs and their interests, and they want access to a wide variety of programs, and that means that decisions need to be made to make that happen. We start with our students, we engage our parents, and we work with our staff to create the kind of learning opportunities that allows each and every student to fulfill his or her own interest and desires in terms of their secondary school pathway. This framework also includes our school improvement process. You may know, if you've been involved in your school council, that we bring our school plans to council, and they oftentimes speak about goals in literacy, reading and writing, or numeracy, or math. And we will continue to focus on those significant achievement areas. But what we're also asking each school community to do, and what we're supporting each school community to do, is to engage in discussions that bring our equity commitment to our improvement commitment in terms of achievement and well-being. And what I mean by that is this. Though it may sometimes be impossible or difficult to name, I would respectfully suggest that each of us has our own biases and perspectives. And sometimes that bias can create obstacles, especially when there are others in a particular school community that might share that same bias. We'd like to invite each of our school communities to engage in a discussion that allows us to think about that bias, to allow us to confront barriers, and most importantly, to bring about necessary changes required in each and every school that will then lead to the achievement that we talk about for our students. It's taking our already existing school improvement commitment and bringing to it in an integrated way our commitment to each and every student, their achievement, and their well-being. In order for this improvement process to happen, we need leadership. And in the Toronto District School Board, we speak about leadership in a shared way. We speak about leadership that honors voice and honors experience and allows influence to happen all over the community, all through the staff, as well as by the students. So this equity framework speaks to the kind of leadership that creates the important conditions that allows those courageous conversations and improvements to take place. In a special way, the framework speaks to special education and inclusion. We have heard from our families that there are sometimes challenges that we need to address as it relates to our students with special needs. We want to provide the most inclusive learning environments for each and every student. And that means that we find the best place and the best program, working closely with our parents to make that happen. And that's why special education and our commitment to inclusion is part of this framework. And lastly, the framework speaks about our commitment to employment equity, both the importance of having working conditions in schools and departments that allows our employees to feel safe, honored, and respected, as well as our students, that allows our employees to feel that they can bring themselves to work in a way that influences others and makes a difference. It also speaks to our commitment to ensure that our employees also reflect the diversity of our communities. Policy is the direction, budget is our resources, access to programs is our commitment, school improvement and leadership create the right conditions, inclusion and special education allows us to think about all of our students, and employment equity allows us to think deeply about the conditions our staff requires in order to be effective. As I said at the beginning, this framework is about our students and our commitment to our students. This framework is about closing any gaps that exist while still raising expectations because we believe in our students. This framework also will guide our efforts in strategic ways so that we can come to our community, we can come to our various committees, and we can ask significant questions that allow us to move forward effectively. And most importantly, even though we've been engaged in consultation regarding this framework over the last month, this is the type of strategic plan that doesn't simply end the consultation or the dialogue the moment it's passed by the board. Actually, this framework invites ongoing dialogue from our parents, from our communities, from our staff, and from our students throughout.